that many of the successes that I have, achieved would not have been possible if not for the sacrifices that she made for us. So happy birthday, Mommy, and we wish you only the best. We'll be surrounded by even more grandchildren and blessings upon blessings to you. And then over the weekend, I stopped by a book launch. Tonya Faluki, she joined us to talk about her daughter and then Down Syndrome Day. So she launched her latest book. It's called Ugo and Simpson, Learn About Down Syndrome. And it was a nice event. Met a few other people. I met an animator, yes, where they are changing putting our Nigerian stories in animation. In fact, she has one that they are hoping will go all the way for awards, And then I was supposed to go for another event, Kid Lit Fest. My PA made a mistake. We thought it was supposed to be Sunday, and we found out that it was on Saturday. And by the time we realized, it was way too late. So I just want to apologize to Miss Adesh Shokwe Martins. I'm so sorry. I was really looking forward to it. I was going to be talking about amplifying African voices, the power of storytelling in shaping our future. And I'm so sorry that I could not make it. But I'm looking forward to the other projects that I'll be working on very soon. Yeah.
Nima, how are you doing?
What a weekend. So I traveled to Kwara State. The community is called Sulu, my sister's marriage community in Kwara State, just after Ofa, because I came in through Ofa instead of Ilorin. And it was really beautiful. Traveling Nigeria, I got lost on my way back. We were supposed to veer off into Oshobo. We veered off into Ekiti and landed in Kogi. I finished well before I realized I did not see filling station. But it was a nice road trip, a very enlightening one. I was hosted, I moderated the Muslima Speaks conference, one of the sessions on Saturday. Went for an award. Nessa Lasso, thank you so much. Following the hit of what we trended about, they thought to give me an award for the voice of the voice. Thank you so much. Thank you,
congratulations.
That can be very fulfilling.
Yes.
Somebody here.
And I heard different views of how you were right, don't mind. And so that's huge for me. But yesterday we were hosted at the Fadri Center. So it's a Quranic school, basically for the Quran Siro and Tafsir. And by Alhaji Zikrullah Hassan, he invited me as the former Hajj Commission chairman, and I really, really enjoyed myself. I'm thinking, because this is a dream my father had for years, to have his kids memorize the Quran fully. The children, they on fire. They will give them a verse, a letter in Arabic, and they will drop verses in the Quran. I was like,
hallelujah. Well, it's all in the same spirit.
We'll get into that. We'll make it intermediaries.
How are you doing, Tokwe?
Busy weekend, all around the table. Busy weekend. I started my Friday by watching Murayo on The Experience. I was at the vigil. I was at my own practice for Christmas concert overnight, and I was watching almost everybody that you're not on stage, you're watching Experience. It was such a beautiful time. It's like Jesus really is winning this season, and I pray that the expectation that many churches have in hosting all these events is that the peace, calmness, joy would flow within our country, and I pray that will be the results that will follow. On Saturday I had wedding, I had a speaking engagement. On Sunday I hosted my Daystar Christmas concert. Beautiful, beautiful. So it's really been a packed weekend. I have not slept. I went to bed around 2 a.m. So right now, I am looking forward to a restful period. But this is also, I'm on the show back to back. See the way God works. I have capacity. Amen.
Fantastic. It was a fantastic week for me to busy weekend, but I'm grateful for the opportunities. So I'm actually coaching somebody, politician-ish, on speaking and how to speak. So when I went viral on Saturday for what I said at the Experience, I said, teacher, please don't teach me this one. I said,
no, the person should get ready.
No, I said the only person that can teach you how to handle the media is somebody who has walked it.
Yes.
Who has faced Bruce and faced up, the down, the low. So trust me.
And be honest to you.
I had to tell him, I said, don't worry, you're in good hands.
Then if you want to speak, then be ready to receive the good and the bad. Not everybody's going to agree with you all the time. Yeah.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Mealtime is game on. Meet my Sure Bet Game Changer, made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team.
Mom, why did we not use this before?
Upgrade your chicken game with game-changing chicken flavor from Maggi Chicken.
Now this is tomato mix. Even after adding water, you can still taste the tomato flavor.
With Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can cook any of your customers' favorite meals.
No color changing like traffic lights.
Tasty Tom will surely give you value for money because Tasty Tom tomato mix is thick. A little is enough to get your desired quantity of stew and soup. No unfair deal.
Tasty Tom makes me so happy. The taste is always on point.
And it doesn't color your meat or your chicken.
Because of Tasty Tom tomato mix, the taste of my food never changes. So my customers keep coming.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food, so I buy quality from the onset. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
Tasty Tom, for tasty meals good for you. Available in convenient sachets.
Treasure in a smallie pack. Buy in any available store today. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families. Mini Pack fits your pocket, contains the right nourishment you need for your breakfast, creamy and tasty in your meal.
This Pick Mini is just my perfect size, filled with the right nutrients, just for me.
This Pick Mini dey sweet my belly. Who fit believe say me say fit do shakara with better enjoyment?
Enjoyment. Now this kind of breakfast I want the top now.
Enjoy the Peak Mini Pack. Breakfast for you.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Let me ask you a question. What's holding you back? Is it the pressure of your job? The demands of your education? Or your ability to connect with the world?
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Back. Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today is about the Nigeria-South African relationship. So there's a hashtag Ramaphosa must go, which is trending on social media as some South Africans have voiced their dissatisfaction with President Cyril Ramaphosa following his recent announcement of a simplified 5-year visa process for Nigerian nationals. The announcement came at a time when relations between both countries have been quite tense, often reflected in heated exchanges on social media. Critics argue that a relaxed visa policy could exacerbate existing social and economic challenges within South Africa. What are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear from Nigerians living in South Africa, Nigerians here, and probably even South Africans. You can call us on 081 0764 1679 090 241 63440. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on X. We'll be happy to read your messages. This is quite... When I saw some of these videos of South Africans voicing their dissatisfaction, obviously, and the fact that it's quite trending right now, and they're saying that the president must go, although the president has tried to reiterate that he's not opening the doors for all Nigerians, business owners who are willing to come to their country to do business. They're willing to give a 5-year visa such that you don't even need a passport to apply for it. And some have come out to say, what products in Nigeria do we need in South Africa? Others are saying also. So what are your thoughts on this? Because this reminded me, because I always have to go back to where our relationship started from. This is, Nigeria is the last person South Africa should do this way. But what are your thoughts? Let me come to you before we go into the history.
Is there a way to discuss it without discussing
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's see.
Because when I read the comments, I didn't even watch the video. I've only read the comments of people's response to the president's decision to ease the process or create a simplified visa process for Nigerians to get into South Africa. My thought was, wow. This is why it is important that we talk about history and we teach history in school. And then I remember going to Rwanda and how Rwandese would tell you that what happened will never happen again because the government made it a conscious thing to teach every Rwandan person the history of what happened, what caused it, and how to prevent it. As long as you don't know who you are, you don't understand the history, you don't understand your legacy, you don't understand your genealogy, you don't understand the strength of who you are, you will fall for anybody's, what's the word, propaganda. The majority of people that shared this comment are young, and they have been led to believe that by fighting each other, because we are all blacks, by fighting each other and overcoming one another or forming what bigger than one another, you will get to shine. I don't shine from Mariah being down. I only shine better when she's shining. And it's extremely important that we Africans tell ourselves the truth because we are all Africans. Once we leave Africa like this, they don't call you Nigerian, so they don't call you South African. They just say Africa. So the South African person typing and tweeting that a president should go because the president is thinking of Africa as one is someone that needs to be educated and just be pitied, not insulted, which is what Nigerians are now doing. I'm like, let's not get into this Rokolofo fight. It's not worth it.
So for me, I just even want to talk about the policies and the way, when we first talked about it, when we read it off the newspaper, I remember Nima was a bit hesitant about this new relationship and what they were coming to do and asking that the Nigerian government be, shine your eyes concerning this. And it's coming from a place where we have seen hate that has been thrown at Nigerians and Nigeria and all that we represent, specifically by South Africans. And I was hoping that, these policies and these conversations that have started will help foster a better relationship, between these two countries. As we know, we've just left the issue of Miss Universe. We know all the bad blood. What's the word now? The narrative that was, perpetuated during that time. She's Nigerian, her father is Nigerian, she can never be South African. Because of that, they pushed her to the point that girl had to leave that country and run on, her father's, where she comes from, her father's nationality. And it shows you the deep-seated hatred that exists, in South Africa against Nigerians specifically. I don't see Nigerians, I've never heard of any Nigerian that just hates South Africa. Never. Instead, we call them out for their lack of knowledge, their lack of understanding of who we are, what we represent for their country, what the relationship truly is. And for me, when I even saw this story and how everyone has reacted, I said, illiteracy will kill Africa. Illiteracy is our problem in Africa. The lack of education and lack of our awareness of who we are, what our story is what will kill us. Now, this policy that has been presented, it was not a policy. South Africa did not give that policy because it just loves Nigeria and wants to help Nigeria. It was looking for things for themselves as well, to build their country as well. It was opening up the borders to business people, people that will go in legally and do business in South Africa that would improve South African economy. But South Africans, because they don't understand that, and I see that across Africa a lot of times, where we put all these sentiments of Nigerians are coming to come and finish our resources. Nigerians are marrying our women. Do you understand? Those are the level of conversation I'm seeing. Things like they're coming to marry our women. You know, like really, is this what we're discussing?
In 2024.
But in 2024. But now, even though there's so much backlash about this, I hope that this means we'll be having conversations and encouraging people and educating Nigerians and South Africans on the necessity of having a strong relationship between the two biggest economic powers in Africa. United States and the UK and Canada, they are constantly fostering relationships because they understand what it does for their economy. They understand what it does for when they go to the United Nations and they sit down and they come together and make a decisions for their people, for their race. That is how we should start thinking. But the regular African man is thinking about those who are marrying his women and those who are, you know, please. So I just hope that the president does not back down from having a proper conversation to educate his people.
Okay, thank you, Miriam. This, you know, I expressed I preempted this. I know that the South Africans are very emotional people. They are not rational people. Say it with all sense of, Auntie?
Majority.
All sense of
online.
All sense of responsibility.
Qualify it, all the ones
yes,
online.
the ones online. Yeah, okay. Because they are not rational people. Their country right now economically is in their need, just as we are. And it's time for trade alliances to help you boost. Our lithium, we can sell it by ourselves. We can actually bring in investors, build the factories, and make the lithium into batteries here and export it. I don't know why we are not looking that way. That's where I have my grievances with our own government here. Why are we always willing to sell our minerals? Why are we not making it into complex products here so that we let go of this talk? You know, if a South African rain fall inside one person's house, an average South African will blame the Nigerian neighbor who opened shop. I saw a video of one woman saying that why are we the ones selling provisions? As simple as that, because what he named as the Nigerian selling, one said to sell used phones that, you know, can be bought on Amazon. Or this thing is a Nigerian thing that is stolen phones. If they smoke drugs on the streets of South Africa, it's a Nigerian that caused it. You see it, go, hashtag. We've been hashtagging, and they've been hashtagging us for years. From when, you know, the entire Bode Thomas was taking over, it's been that hashtag. Xenophobia happens, they hashtag us. You know, and it's much, it will be really nice, as Tokwe said, that, you know, more history is taught about how we consider them brothers. How our leaders in the past thought apartheid should end, even though they were one country far away from us. They were not. No, neither were they Togo.
Let me build on that, because I was going to go there, because I want to also, sometimes we have to remind ourselves of where we're coming from to know where we're going. Yeah. And I had to dig up a few facts of where Nigeria stood after many of us heard about the 69 people that were gone dead in South Africa back in 1969 during March, where they were killed, and that's what led the international uprising against apartheid at the time. And for decades, Nigeria led the implementation of sanctions against the apartheid-led government in South Africa. But more importantly, aside from what we're doing in the United Nations and the Commonwealth, a few things I dug up, which I thought was important for us to state here, for even Nigerians to know that Nigeria championed the anti-apartheid cause at the Commonwealth, taking a leading role in economic sanctions against the country. More importantly, Nigerians, let me read it from here. I wanted to read a specific part of it, where it said Nigerian students contributed financially towards the education of black South Africans. The Nigerian High Commission in Botswana issued hundreds of Nigerian passports to South Africans who had fled the country, and even the Nigerian civil servants contributed portions of their salaries to the South African Relief Fund, which supported the anti-apartheid movement and was popularly known as the Mandela tax. In addition, hundreds of South Africans studied in Nigeria, many of whom went on to occupy key positions in government, private sector, and academia across South Africa eventually. So we were the big brother they needed during that season, because there was absolutely nobody to help to defend them at the Commonwealth. We had the leadership. And we, even Nigeria, aside from what the government was doing, Nigerians themselves, using part of their money to support their black brothers. Now, over the years, for various factors, the relationship was strained for different reasons. But that's what somebody said, that we need to go back to history because we are more closer than divided. But it's always also good. Look at the other side. So I have seen the Nigerian side where we are the big brothers. Come to you, one second, Imam. We are the big brothers and we deserve some kind of a relationship. However, on the South African side, some have expressed that you've come to our nation. We opened our borders to some of you. Some of you have done some illegal work. Some of you have held businesses that you need to hire our own people. That you've also not, you've somewhat isolated yourselves from us. So they're both sides. So I have seen there are different issues here from our own side and their own side. It's important for us to find a middle ground.
Let me just land on something I was saying. So there's a policy, we had our foreign policy and our African policy at the time that protected them. But there was a Nigerian, so just as you mentioned, a Nigerian, how is this a fellow South African?
Yes.
Whether South Africa or anybody, Nigeria continued to offer home. What's his name? The former president, Mandela, was housed by Nnamdi Azikiwe in Nigeria here when he needed. No, but it was deliberately not taught in their schools. So an average Nigeria, the competition started economically when a hustling Nigerian gets on the streets in South Africa and makes a living. And you look at him and you just envy him and you tell your kids false stories about his hard work. Yes. If he comes to your country, because when they came here, South Africans married Nigerians, and Nigerians don't have stories of bad belly to any South Africans, so we did not pass any to our children. But down there, a lot were passed, and you will see the products online. Look at the last Miss Universe, and the drama that followed it. Just the bare fact that she had a Nigerian name. Finish. That was it. Even though she lived all her life with them, nothing. And you will see people uneducatedly talking about it. Are we forgetting that we are blacks? Recently, their president was in Algeria, and on his comments page, on his X page, they were there blasting him for another African alliance. Is it that everything African is bad until it is foreign? I don't understand. Are they by any chance, because you know they have a white settlements within their country, or white people more in their country than in any other African country, does it make them white in any way? Because I don't understand the level of thinking that you hate yourself so much you would self-harm yourself. Now go to the streets. There's a documentary I saw, I think it was a BBC documentary, of their slums. Who told you that they are so economically good? It's just that our people like to look for opportunities, even in the worst places. If North Korea said, not careful, we enter there. We will change things. We will make things happen there. I don't understand.
Okay, I have to go on the break. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I watched, because I want to go and watch Gladiator 2, I watched Gladiator 1, which is a very old movie. And in that movie, I saw a royal. I saw the emperor's son. And I saw fear, insecurity, and how low self-esteem can make a man lose the throne. A throne that is yours just because you just demean yourself. And I think that's the lie that a group of people have sold to South Africans, to make them feel fear and insecure about who they are, which is why they'll look at every other African as having more advantage. But psychologically, there's basis to that feeling. Because if you have been oppressed generationally for so long, there are places in South Africa you, as a South African, cannot enter.
Yes.
And they wrote it that it is not allowed that even dogs can enter this place, but South Africa cannot enter there. So we as Nigerians need to be more compassionate towards South African. They went through a whole lot, and we cannot understand what it is to go through it, because I am born free. My grandfather, as in, like, I am born, I carry my shoulder like Abinija. We know they carry last. So when somebody like that sees me, who doesn't even is inside the person's DNA, it has shrunk. There's this insecurity. We need to have more compassion, and then we need to work together to help them build confidence. Now, Cyril Ramaphosa is a 72-year-old man. He understands history. He knows what happened. He can have conversations that a 20-something-year-old person on X.com cannot comprehend. The only thing that 18-year-old, 20-something-year-old knows is these Nigerians, they come here and they live large. They spend money, they are fine, They are taking all the things, and so for them, they look at us and they are insecure, and they will go online and type things that Ramaphosa is not thinking about. So we have an assignment as Nigerians. There's something that Michelle Obama said: when they go low, we go high, which is our assignment.
Okay.
Don't go online as Nigerians and start insulting South Africa. You don't need it.
Let me pause you.
When they go low, you go high.
From Anambra. Walter, thanks for calling. Oh, I'm so sorry for keeping you. Yeah, go
ahead. You know, I have actually argued on that as well. I said that when I read, what's his name, Trevor Noah's book, and realized that they were still under colonial oppression in the 80s. I was like, this was just yesterday.
The independence was in the 90s.
Exactly. So I get that story. But until when 2024, enough. It's time for tough love. We need to call them out on their bad behavior. Now, there's a video that's quite viral that I think you sent, where somebody was saying that their president, that's Ramaphosa, is doing this because he's not getting political support from South Africans, that he's afraid of his seat. So he wants to import millions of Nigerians. Uncle, you want to import millions of Nigerians to go and drop in their country so that they can vote for their president. I know that you think that we live under the rocks or something. And I think, you know, tourism is very important. The people that talk like that usually haven't left the shores of their country or haven't even read history books or watched TV. Do you understand? Because if you do, you realize that Nigerians are living comfortably here. And they are spread across the world. South Africa is not the only country that the people want to come in and to live. I understand that you have been oppressed for many generations. So you feel that when you're staying in the areas where a lot of black people are, and you see the white areas, because they say that there's a major demarcation between where Africans stay, where the South Africans stay, and where their white colonizers are staying. The economic difference is so glaring and so wide. And so for them, they think we that were here were getting little crumbs from these white people. If Nigerians come with their smartness and their way they are going to get into that community, which they already are because they have houses in those areas as well. And then they feel that is how it's going to stop them from getting anything. We just need now to show them tough love and educate them on what it means for Nigeria and South Africa to come together for the good of the African man in South Africa, in Nigeria, and across Africa. That is what they need to understand going forward.
We've got a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation and open our phone line. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
All right, everyone, open your ears. Make we talk. Time don't read to rearrange the sounds to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Sounds might be fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before una go talk, say our smell no reach. Make una think am twice so. We know they here to the point una with our small finger. We show una solution instead. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? On a slide, go find like chemistry as it's supposed to be. You can see why we are the coolest around. For zero cavity and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy am, use am, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because we Colgate, that will do yaga with your smile.
Peak Mini Pack fits your pocket, contains the right nourishment you need for your breakfast, creamy and tasty in your meal.
This Pick Mini is just my perfect size, filled with the right nutrients, just for me.
This Pick Mini dey sweet my belly. Who fit believe say me fit do shakara with better enjoyment?
Enjoyment. Now this kind of breakfast I want the top now.
Enjoy the Peak Mini Pack. Breakfast for you.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Sedap Supreme Noodles is here for you. Because only fine ingredients go into Sedap Supreme Chicken Essence to give it that truly delicious chicken taste. Sedap Supreme tasty chicken noodles with real chicken essence, capturing the Sedap Supreme tasty chicken goodness. Sedap Supreme Noodles, the essence of tasty chicken goodness. Also available in rich spices variant. Be Supreme Nigeria.
It all started here. Like millions of Nigerian boys, my dream was to play for the Super Eagles. New Bisco Costa biscuit fills me up, gives me strength and energy to do well. It is hard work and you need extra energy and strength to succeed. Scoring goals that will last for a lifetime. Creamy, crunchy, new Bisco Costa.
You left so many words unsaid.
How life is this crowd? With Tom Tom, no Lily. Let's do this.
Stay confident and stay focused. Breathe for it with Tom Tom.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
how large-hearted Nigerians are. But South Africa needs to change their mentality. And the problem that we're having at Africa is history has been killed. Even Nigeria is affecting us. I remember when they wanted to name the University of Lagos after MKO. The young guys that never knew what MKO did to everybody. They were carrying placards, putting everything on the internet. The same way over there. If you see
Thank you very much, Isloye.
Yes, I was saying, let me just finish. So, I started by talking about the fact that we should know history, but I was just talking. I wanted to just balance it. That we might argue it that I know for Vietnam, the number of people that came in and the fact that they did not come out, did all of them resort to criminality? No, but what they did was illegal, and their illegal activity has led to the entire country being blacklisted. Unfairly, we might feel as good Nigerians, but done. Secondly, the other caller said that, the whites see themselves as one. Not necessarily true, because the British did something called a referendum to separate themselves from EU. Brexit happened, and it was all, for me, based on a bit of low self-esteem and insecurity regarding scarcity of resources. Once you feel like there is scarcity, and you feel that there's...
Sorry, I didn't get that.
The British did Brexit.
No, you said not necessarily that white people also have a hand in this.
No.
Okay,
I said I don't necessarily believe that all whites are united.
Oh, okay.
That was what he said.
Okay.
Or that all whites are not. Once you feel insecure, people would tend to attack anything that they feel might be taking what they have. It's a survival mechanism that is wired into us as individuals. So I think that it is important that we put that out there, that it's not like all whites are united. And definitely I agree, whites are involved in the division, because in divide and conquer, divide and rule, when we're united, they cannot attack us.
Okay. We've got a very short break. We'll continue this conversation. Stay with
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Alright everyone, open your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange the stars to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Shout my tea fresh now, but una own, I beg no be so. Before una go talk say our smell no reach, make una think am twice so. We know dey here to dey point una with our small finger. We show una solution instead. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? On a slide, go find like Team Shook as it's supposed to be. You can see why we are the coolest around. For zero cavity and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy am, use am, and shine your smile. No.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Yes.
to change it. Because
so where is that conversation going? Where is that conversation?
The minister set up a committee now. And they're giving a deadline to come back to him. I'm working on local price template. I believe by January, by grace of God Almighty, we should be able to have a local price template for all gas produced here. Don't forget, gas, even to some other companies, are actually a byproduct. In a refinery, cooking gas is a byproduct. But you now find out the cost of a cooking gas is actually equal or more than the main product of petroleum. That's an aberration. It's an extortion. It shouldn't be like that. And LPG is a byproduct for a refinery. Even for LLNG, there are some other gases. There are other gases that actually the main product that's in high demand. Cooking gas, you come it, by the way, and it also has to be processed. But because the market force assists it in price to go up, and that has to be checkmate. It's not that it should not make profit, but we should have local price
properly regulated
that will make the gas cheaper and affordable to Nigeria.
I've been holding for a minute. Ochanga, thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
I want to ask the man in your studio.
Yes.
Why, like from out to where I call it from, a kg of gas is 1,400 naira.
Okay.
And the worst is that they constantly, the meter that they are using to sell this gas, you don't know what is their price. You don't know what what is their kg. It is only with math that they will tell you that this is 1,400 per kg. But the meter does not read. They just they just cancel the meter. It doesn't know. So it is just only kg that you will see, but you will not see on the meter. Whether it's 1,400 or whether it's 200. So please, how can you people help us to monitor these people so that?
Okay, thanks. I think what he's saying is that consumer protection. Because where people actually there's certain what is supposed to charge 1,400, but they are not able to see if it's the right reading what they purchase. So that's what do you?
It's a common question. But what I always advise people: education is important. You must have fair knowledge about whatever you are doing. If you want to fill your gas, go to licensed plants, licensed by NDPRA. And all there are great government agencies that ensure accuracies. The weight and measure people goes around, the NDPRA also ensure. And the dispensing techniques now is through a dispenser that is digital. They will program what you want to fill. If it's 3 kg, 6 kg, you will see. And that machine will start counting. When it discharged up to the end of that one, you see it coming back to 0. That means if you are fully discharged. But if you are not aware, even when they fill the accurate info, you still be doubting them because some cylinders are not transparent. There are some cylinders that are transparent, you can see the flow. But if you are carrying cylinder that's not transparent, you'll be doubting them. You now be benchmarking. This one, I spent 9 days. This one, I spent
3 weeks. This one,
cooking are never of the same pattern.
Absolutely.
No cooking in any month is of the same pattern. While you are boiling your water and you are watching African Magic, and the water is still boiling, you are seeing ordinary water you boil. You do not know how many minutes it's enough just one. So the only way to check that is that when you go to plant to fill, check the meters, they program it, and check the receipt and ensure it flows.
Okay. I'll come to you that in a second. I have a caller who's been holding for a minute. I'll come to you. Shegun from Surulere, you're live.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. You're live.
Hello?
You are live on TV. Go ahead, please, Shegun.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Let me tell you, I'm a gas dealer.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm a gas dealer. The kind of experience you have, the way they maltreated people, increase gas price every week.
Okay.
You will just wake up barely in the morning, they will not even tell the gas retail. You will say the whole gas finish, they will not tell the increasing it. They suffer with gas dealer, they suffer the customer. At the end of the day, we use our money to go. The profit is supposed to belong to us to use it to buy gas from them. They should do something about it. They are stopping people in this country.
There is a gas dealer.
Yes, I got his message. He's a gas dealer and he's lamenting about the rate price changes.
Yes.
Okay. And price of gas is flexible in Nigeria today. Okay. But that is what is about to be corrected. Okay. Because you get to depot where you want to buy, they will say the price is out and it has gone up. You will just have to reflect it on your stock. Because if you don't do that, you have problem in replacing your stock.
Yes.
And that is why we are calling for a local price template, which they are working on. Now, we've seen the result of efforts made so far. This period, the time around, the supply people, all the off-takers that were abandoned have been supplied now. And that means supply, they are reducing the influence of middlemen. So price for this season will be stable. But it must come down. The potential for the price to come down is there.
Very high.
By the time we have a local price template, the price will come down.
I hope Shegun understands that, because what the guest is saying is that they have been in communication with the Honorable Minister, and what they have said is that they are working on a local price template because it is our own. We are hardly importing anything to produce this gas. It's a byproduct. So once they finally agree, and there's this committee that's been set up, once they agree on that price template, there's a strong possibility that the prices will come down. So that issue, Shegun, that you just talked about is likely to be resolved in the coming months. Go ahead.
Okay, my question will be to defaulters.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, I always notice the meter when it's reading, and some people even go as far as rescaling for you, putting it on a scale and making you see that it's accurate, to convince you that it's accurate. But now when we have defaulters, where are the appropriate channels to report to? How do we bring them to bear? Like Miriam has somebody she wants to call out. He's a third party. Is there going to be a measure to curb him against other people?
Thank you. I will tell you where to report to, but the most working checkmate is the market. If somebody treats you badly, you will not go back there to buy again. And there's competition. There are a lot of gas plants open on the streets. So everybody that wants to be in business must know that you must treat his customer like king and must be transparent in what you are doing. If you are not transparent, you won't go back there. That is the first control. Now, the second control, that we have an association, in which I'm the national president, and we have office, we have contact number, you can report. Not all of them are our members, because if you are not duly licensed by regulatory authority and MDPRO, you can't join us. You must be duly satisfied by the state and the government agencies, so before you can be licensed. If we are practicing in a quack way, we won't admit you. So, and that does not mean that those quack are not in business. They are in business. So you may be unfortunate, you won't know, buy from them, and there's no way to trace them. But that's why I always encourage people, go to standard gas plants. There's no way you have a standard gas plant that will not have approval. And if he's operating without approval, the law will have cut on him. So we can trace that and we can talk to them. But I think the best control, like I said, is knowledge. You as a customer know your rights and know how to read your meter. And when you check it,
but what are the penalties for defaults? If there is a default from a licensed operator, something happens in between, licensed operator gets greedy, things happen. What are the penalties?
The offense is in different form. We are talking about changing in price, increase in price now. It's not their fault. It's what they buy, they sell. So you can't penalize them for that. But if you are sought fail, that is criminal, that's an offense. There's an agency of government that is in charge of that. You can as well report them to that. When you have your evidence, then you can as well report them to the association. We take it up.
Okay, Victoria Ajayi, she's an amazing CEO and very approachable. So I just want to wish you many more fruitful years. In my usual way, you have many more blessed years on earth.
Let me just say happy birthday to our group CEO. Beautiful, intelligent. The other day we had the lunch, she mentioned that she's from a finance background, and we see she's an exemplary figure. So we young ladies also looking up to have people who have done a lot of good things, just like I look up to my MD. I'm sorry about that, but I want to wish you a happy birthday after your age, into your 60s, 70s. After 100, you and Eja Gabriel decide where you want to go to.
And because I'm a guy, doesn't mean I will wish you.
I was seeing you.
The station have been doing wonderfully well.
Oh, thank you.
That's about leadership.
Yes.
So I rejoice with her today on a special day.
Yeah.
Long life, more blessing, and you will grow 90,
Amen.
90, 100.
After 100.
Happy birthday to our dear CEO. You know, she's just someone that we're really proud of. You know, she's doing so much. She's a woman, she's a young woman, she's intelligent, she's beautiful. Like, where will you have command? There's no command anywhere. So we're wishing you the very best of this year and many, many more to come. We're so proud of you and we're grateful for what, you know, you're doing here, and we wish you more success, which means more success for us all as well.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Victoria Ajayi. I just want to say, I admire her professionalism. She's a thoroughbred professional, and she has a listening ear. I mean, for many years that I've known her, she's somebody you can go to her office and she actually listens. She might not give you an answer immediately, but when she eventually does, she comes up with options and answers. But thank you so much, Victoria, for being a good person, being a good heart, and being kind, and being a true leader to many of us. So congratulations again, and wishing you the best of the season. All right, that's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.